Jnanakosha, Puranas, Introduction.
सर्गच्च प्रतिसर्गच्च वंशो मन्वन्तराणि च वंशानुचरितं चैव पुराणं पञ्चलक्षणम्.
Brahmanada Purana. The great Mahashambhu smiled and said, I am aware why you have all come here. Pralaya is of three types: Avantar Pralaya, Mahapralaya and Kama Pralaya. I am the one who is responsible to rescue the world from Mahapralaya. Vishnu is the one who rescues from Avantar Pralaya. It is Lalita Parmeshwari who rescues from Kama Pralaya. These three kinds of Pralaya take place in a cyclic pattern in every Kalpa. Now Kamika Pralaya has taken place because of the destruction of Kama and subsequently due to the action of Bandasura. Only Lalita Devi can rescue from this situation. Parashakti alone can create another Lalita Devi. Therefore take shelter in her. Beg her to help you. Hearing this, the Devatas did not know what to do. They again prayed to Mahashambhu to teach them the method of appeasing Parashakti. Mahashambhu explained, this is called as Mahayaga, great fire sacrifice. I am assuming the form of Vayu, the Hota, the priest who makes the offerings in the Homa in this Yaga, fire sacrifice. My Chidagni itself is the fire in this Yaga. The last of the seven seas, Jala Samudra, water sea, it has now dried up. The huge pit so formed itself is the Homa Kunda, fire pit where Homa is performed. The remaining six great oceans constitute the 6 drops of ghee which is used as offering. Srishti, creation is of the 5 types: Manasa Srishti, Jara Srishti, creation taking place through the womb. Human beings, Anda Srishti, creation taking place through eggs. Swade Srishti, creation taking place through sweat. And Udbhaija Srishti, creation taking place by sprouting. These 5 Srishtis are the sacrifice animals in the Maya Yaga. Bhumi, Parvata, Jala, Vayu and Akasha. These 5 are the substances used in this fire sacrifice. Agni element, one of the 5 elements being a part of my Chidagni, cannot be a substance to be offered. At the end of this great fire sacrifice, all of you should jump into the Homakunda. While doing so, you must possess absolute devotion. Then Lalita Parmeshwari will manifest. She will be seated in a chariot called Chakra Raja Ratha. She will create Parabrahma in the name of Kameshwara and will have him in her concert. This couple will recreate the entire universe, which will turn out to be more beautiful than the previous creation. Lalita Parmeshwari will bring Manmatha back to life. She will create your weapons, namely Ishku Dhanus, a bow of sugar cane. Manorupeke Kodanda is one of the 1,000 names of goddess Lalita. 5 Pushpa Banas, flower arrows, Pancha and Pasha, noose, is one of the 1,000 names of Lalita, and Ankusha. With the help of these weapons, she will destroy Bandasura. She will bring Manmatha back to life. She will give you fresh bodies. If you all agree, I will begin this great sacrifice myself. The angels became very pleased and begged Mahashambhu to be the Hota and carry on the sacrifice. Parashakti and Mahashambhu disappeared. The angels also returned to their abode. After some time, Mahashambhu Nada, accompanied by Parashakti, started chanting the Lalita Mahamantra and entered the universe in the form of 7-layered Vayu. Parashakti assumed the form of his Kriya Shakti With the help of Kriya Shakti, Vayu blew the Jala Samudra with all his energy. The Jala Samudra became totally dry. In the pit thus formed, he kindled the Chitagni with the help of fire. In the pits thus formed, he kindled Chitagni with the help of fire emanating from the third eye. This Agni raged from the Patala to the Brahmaloka. He decorated the periphery of the Homakunda with the stars, just as one decorates a sacrificial fire pit with flowers. After this, he performed the yaga as ordained by the Vedas. He used the Pralaya Meghas, namely Pushkalam and Avaratakas, Shrik and Shruva. As the Homa progressed, the Chitagni emanating from it spread to vast area. He then offered the first 6 oceans and then the 5-fold creations to this Agni. In the end, the gods too decorated themselves and sat on the Shrik and Shruva, ready to be offered to Agni. Mahashambhunada offered them to Agni. After this, Mahashambhunada discarded his Vayu form and assumed his real form. He then chanted 8 special mantras and performed 8 homas. Manifestation of Lalita Devi. At the end of the Homa, Lalita Devi came out of the Chitagni Homa Kunda, seated on a special chariot called Chakraraja Ratha. Therefore, we find the descriptions for Sri Chakraraja Ratha like this, has the following dimensions: width 4 yojanas, height 10 yojanas, parvas 9 in number, chakras 4 Vedas, horses the 4-fold aim, flag absolutely bliss. The seat at the topmost landing is the Bindu Pitha, form of Meru Prastara. The material that was used to make this was Tejas. The Lalita Parameshwari, so manifested, created a male form from within herself. His name was Kameshwara. By her power of will, she created 4 different weapons. They are Ikshanu, Dhanus, fire arrows, Pasha and Ankusha. She held all these weapons in her hand. We see the description Chaturbahu in the Lalita Sahasranama. She was shining like the morning sun with crimson color. Her beauty was full in all aspects. She always appears as though she is 16 years of age. This description has 2 meanings. One meaning is that she always appears as one who is 16 years of age. The other meaning is there are 16 Nitya Devis. She is of the form of these 16 Nitya Devis. Mahasambhunada praised her in many ways. Order of creation, she extended herself in both male and female forms and continued the process of creation. From the left eye, which was of the nature of Soma, came Brahmanada, Lakshmi Devi. From the right eye, which was of the nature of Surya, came Vishnu and Parvati. From the third eye, which was the nature of Agni, came Rudra and Saraswati. Lakshmi and Vishnu, Shiva and Parvati, and Brahma and Saraswati became couples. Lalita Devi directed them to continue the process of creation. She herself continued to create certain things. From her long hair, she created darkness. From her eyes, she created the sun, the moon, and the fire. From the pendant hanging in front of her forehead came the stars. From the chain above her forehead came the 9 planets. From the eyebrow, she created the penal code. From her breath, she created the Vedas. From her speech, she created poetry and plays. From her chin, she created the Vedangas. From the 3 lines in her neck she created various shastras. From her breast she created mountains. From her mind she created the power of bliss. From her fingernails she created the 10 incarnations of Vishnu. From her palm she created the sandhyas. She created other things as narrated in the Purusha Sukta. From her heart she created Bala Devi. From her intellect she created Shyamala Devi. From her ego she created Varahi Devi. From her smile she created Vigneshwara. From the Ankusha, a special hook, she created Sampaptikari Devi. From the noose she created Ashwarudha Devi. From her cheeks she created Nakuleshwari Devi. From her Kundalini Shakti she created Gayatri. From the 8 wheels of the Chakra Raja chariot she created 8 Devatas. In the 9th landing in the Bindu Pitha she herself was seated. Afterwards she created the Devatas who would protect the Chakra Raja chariot. After having thus completed the great creation, Lalita Devi requested her consort Shivakama Sundara to create the Shiva Chakra. He immediately brought out a big humming sound, and from this the Shiva Chakra Devatas numbering 23 manifested. Later Lalita Devi crowned Shyamala Devi as the Prime Minister. Therefore Shyamala Devi is called Mantrini Devi. Lalita Devi handed over the finger ring to Mantrini Devi. She made Vartali Devi the chief of her army. Therefore Vartali Devi is also called the Danda Natha Devi. She is also called a Varahi Devi. Lalita Devi created a mace from her eyebrows and gave it to Dandanatha Devi. After this, Lalita Devi created 2 chariots from her chariot and gave them to Mantrini Devi and Dandanatha Devi. Mantrini Devi chariot is called Geya Chakra Ratha. This chariot used to make musical sounds whenever it is moved. Dandanatha Devi's chariot is called Kirichakra Ratha. Later Lalita Devi hummed with rage. From this hum, 64 lakhs yoginis were born. The yoginis, another 64 lakhs Bhairavas were also born. Innumerable Shakti Senas were also created by her hum. Devi Vijaya Yatra, Devi's victory procession. Later Lalita Devi, making the noise emanating from the 4 oceans as the drums and accompanied with several other instruments, proceeded for the battle against Bandasura. From Lalita Devi's Ankusha, Sampati Karidevi came out along with crores and crores of elephants and started following Lalita Devi. Samptakari Devi was sitting on the elephant named Ranakola Halam. From Lalita Devi's Pasham arose Ashwarudha Devi along with a big army of horses and was moving in front of Lalita Devi. The horse carrying Ashwarudha Devi was named Aparjitam. Later commander of the army Dandanatha Devi played the drums of start marching. As the march started, Dandanatha Devi got down from her chariot and sat down on the lion. The lion is named Vajra Ghosha. All her soldiers started praising her by 12 different names. Later Mantrini Devi played the drums of marching. Her soldiers were mainly decorated sensuously. They were playing veenas and singing. Mantrini Devi was moving in her Gayo Chakra Ratha. She was being praised by 16 names. One who recites this stotra can conquer all the 3 worlds. Then from the bird in the hands of Mantrini Devi appeared God Dhanu Veda with a spectacular bow in his hand and said, Mother, this bow is called Chitra Jivanam. This quicker is Akshaya. Please accept them for demolishing the demons. Now Lalita Devi started moving with sugarcane, bow, arrows, spear and whip in the Sri Chakra Raja chariot. She is being praised with 25 names. Bandasura in Lalita Sahasranam Stotra means one who is ready with her army to annihilate Bandasura. Bhanda's war preparation. While Lalita Devi was proceeding for the war, many bad omens were observed in Banda's Shankuyaka town. Bandasura called upon an urgent meeting along with his brothers Vishkura and Vishanga to assess and evaluate the situation. In the meeting, Vishkukura spoke thus: all gods have burned themselves by jumping into fire out of despair. From that fire arose Mother Goddess who regenerated all gods. She is coming for a war with us along with an army of women. Those gods are trying to cut stones using tender leaves. Even then we should not neglect that woman. We must send our army immediately. Then Vishanga said, any work should only be done after properly thinking about it. First we must send spies and see how powerful their army is. We must not underestimate the enemy's army. In the past, Hiranyakashipu was killed by an animal. Shambhu and Nishambhu were killed by a woman. So we must get more information about her. Who is she? Who is supporting or protecting her? What does she want? All these queries should be answered. Listening to this, Bandasura shuddered at the proposal with a sarcastic grin. Even if all the gods are behind her, we have nothing to fear. Do not entertain such useless thoughts and spoil your mind. Immediately, Bandasura ordered Kutilaksha, commander-in-chief of his army, to protect the fort. He ordered the priests and ministers to perform Abhichara Homa. He ordered Lalita to be dragged to him holding her hair. Now the demons played the war drums. Kutilaksha sent the first batch of army with demon Dhurmada as the commander. At Shunyakapuri, Kutilaksha made arrangements for protection. Eastern entry Tala Changa, southern entry Tala Bhuja, western entry Tala Griva, northern entry Tala Ketu were placed along with the 10 Akshoni army each. For each corner of the town, another 10 Akshoni was allocated for protection.